Hey guys, how's it going today? And today I have a new MOC for you. This is the Thunder Raider. This is a MOC from the 2014 line. This is based off one of the new sets called the Thunder Raider, funnily enough. This design is pretty true to the original concept, but I did make quite a few changes. Mainly, of course, the size, the kind of shaping of it all, and of course the remote control, which we'll see later. First of all, let's just do a general overview of it. First of all, we have the cockpit, which Jay sits in. He controls the main controls on the vehicle, just the driving really. And on the sides you see the big treads, which have a couple of rotating blasters. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that bit. Then we move up to here. We've got some plating, dark blue or navy blue, kind of shell design. And now we move up to the middle section where you can see Lloyd in his little area control panel, and in here he controls all the weapons. First of all, on the two sides we have a couple of short range electricity cannons that are able to basically act like a taser on any vehicles that are coming in, because in the future, this is kind of futuristic and all of the vehicles are run by electricity, so they're able to basically zap anything, and depending on how heavy duty the vehicle is, it should be able to stop it in its tracks, and it can set to death and stun, a bit like the Star Trek guns. Then moving on to the back area, we have one AA gun, one anti-aircraft gun, which basically fires electrically, wow, charged bullets that are able to basically take out any aircraft, and it will come crashing down to the ground. So that's pretty effective. Behind him we have the engine room, which basically powers the whole thing, and if it's running out of power, Jay can of course use electric powers to help the vehicle along if it's running out of juice. And you'll see near the back there are a couple of antennae, one long frequency, one and short range frequency for picking up different signals. And now we move to the back where you see Kai piloting this little rotating back gun, rear gun, that's able to take out anything's trying to sneak up on. There are a couple of exhausts and a couple of wheels for pressure. They're actually steering wheels, but I decided they look kind of cool like this. There's not much there. We've got a little dark blue tubing, a few lights and stuff, quite a bit of yellow here. Now we move on to the big wheels, which have a little razor blade design thing in the middle, nothing much there, and then the same on both sides. Connecting the wheel that isn't really much as aesthetics go, but it's pretty strong, it's pretty good. It's a main Technic based design, but I put lots of system pieces on it to make it look cool and stuff. Now there are plenty of differences between this model and the original set. First of all, you'll notice this is much bigger. I want to make it bigger so I can fit all the remote control stuff in, and it will just look more badass that way. Second of all, the treads are a slightly different shape. On the actual set, they're actually just straight. I couldn't really do it with this one, mainly because it wouldn't have enough grip to be able to actually move the Thunder Raider itself. It also has a lot more guns, and now things that I took off it. It doesn't have the gold missiles that can fold in. I didn't really realize that when I was building it. And also it does not have room for adding Cole's little mech thing that comes in the actual set, mainly because I wanted this to be a standalone model, but I may or may not be working on that right now, so you'll just have to wait and see for that. Now the thing that you really want to see is this thing do its remote controlliness. That's just a word I made up. So, as you can see, I am pulling the little thing on the battery box. It's kind of hard to reach sometimes, but you can pretty much reach it. And that should turn it on, turn the receiver on, turn the motors on, and then I have this little remote control that I can control the two front treads with. Unfortunately, this vehicle does not work too well. It does have a bit of trouble with the front treads, mainly because the treads are actually similar to how the Ultrasonic Raider treads work. They're actually not solidly attached. They're purely attached by the motors and the rotating bit, which I don't know. It just ended up like that. So sometimes, very rarely, it's only happened once, they can actually fall on. They can actually detach, but it's rare. But most of the time it works pretty well. Sometimes it has a bit of trouble turning, but yeah, pretty much works well. And that is it for me. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already. More MOCs coming soon, and as always, thanks a lot for watching.